was a little boy that lived in an old house at the end of a dark street. He loved to make experiments, art projects, and he loved to cook with heat. Halloween was his favorite holiday. He would bake cookies and make stew. Then he'd find the biggest pumpkins and carve them into scary faces to view. A few nights before Halloween, his pumpkins would be lit and placed at the door. His creation provided fun and fright. They all wanted more. On the night before Halloween, he heard a noise at his door. Load crunching and the snorting of a boar. He ran to see what it was and found his pumpkins were gone. Only small pieces of pumpkin and one candle was still on. Ookie was sad and then mad. He wondered who could have done this. His imagination ran wild. What monster couldn't resist? Maybe it was an alien bug, far from outer space, wanting to do experiments and take them back to his base? Maybe a group of zombies searching for a brain? Or a hungry vampire looking for more blood to drain? Maybe a scarecrow looking for a new head? Or a ghoul with sharp nails and eyes burning red? Maybe a passing ghost just whisked them away? Or a swamp monster whose roots wanted to play? Maybe a wizard who loves casting spells? Or the pig witch who can cast them as well? Maybe the mummy who wanted to decorate her tomb? Or a werewolf out for a bite under a full moon? Maybe a voodoo king with magic red eyes? Or was it a pirate corps out in the night skies? Maybe an Halloween queen needed them for her crown? No, that's not it. There has to be something else in town. He wanted to catch the thief in his tracks. His plan was to catch him next time he attacks. So he carved a new pumpkin, the best one he could do, and he would fill it with a fiery thief catching stew. He made it with vinegar, hot sauce, peppers, and gin. It was so spicy and hot, it made his eyes water as he poured it in. That night, he placed his trap at his front door and waited by the window in hopes the thief could not ignore. Just then he saw a goblin smelling the wind. He could smell my new pumpkin, not knowing what's within. He picked it right up, and with one single bite, Ookie just laughed. This should ruin his night. The goblin knew right away that something wasn't right. He let out a burp that light up the night. His eyes glowed orange and his mouth was on fire. His tongue looked like lava, like melting in a fryer. Ookie cheered. I got that pumpkin thief dead in his tracks. I'll bet he'll think twice before stealing my pumpkins for snacks. With eyes that were watering and snot running down his face, the poor goblin asked for water to take away the fiery taste. Ookie got him a glass and filled it with water. The goblin said, "Thanks, I don't think I've had hotter." The goblin told Ookie that he will never steal again and said he was sorry and butted his head. Ookie felt bad and said sorry too. He was glad that the goblin survived his fiery stew. Ookie gave him more pumpkins without any tricks, and the goblin hugged Ookie, his troubles now fixed. Friendships are made in all kinds of conditions, but the best ones come when forgiveness is given.